Everyone knows saunas and cold plunges help you relax and recover. That's not why the people using them every day keep coming back. I started for spinal issues and chronic inflammation that nothing else touched. And what it did from there is why I now run one of the largest sauna and cold plunge stores in the US. So let me skip the stuff you've heard and show you the ones almost nobody's talking about, including the ones my customers say changed how they handle stress more than anything. Starting with the cold plunge, because the first one surprises people the most. Cold gives you hours of clean focus with no crash. Everyone expects a cold plunge to wake you up. What nobody expects is that the effect outlasts the shower it feels like. When you get into cold water somewhere around 50 to 59 degrees Fahrenheit, your body floods itself with norepinephrine and dopamine. In the research, dopamine climbs around 250% above baseline. The surprising part is what happens next. It stays elevated for hours, and it doesn't spike and crash the way caffeine or sugar does. So the real payoff comes in the 2 to 3 hours after, where you're calm, focused, and clear-headed, with none of the come down. A lot of my customers stop reaching for the second and third cup of coffee once they're plunging in the morning. One honest note, because I'd rather you trust me than oversell you. A lot of the cold plunge research is short-term lab data. So treat these as strong early signals, not settled forever claims. Section 2. The sauna high is earned, and that's why it lasts. You know that calm, almost euphoric feeling after a long sauna session? There's real mechanism behind it, and it's the opposite of what you'd guess. The heat is uncomfortable, and that discomfort triggers a chemical called dynorphin. Dynorphin is what makes the heat feel hard. So you'd think a hard, uncomfortable session would leave you feeling worse. It does the reverse. In response to the dynorphin, your body ramps up its sensitivity to endorphins, your natural feel-good chemicals. The outcome is a mood lift genuinely earned through the discomfort, and it's stickier than the kind you get from anything passive. It's the same reason a hard workout leaves you feeling better than the couch ever does. Section 3. Cold plunging flips on a fat that burns energy. Here's one most people have never heard. You have two kinds of fat, and they do opposite jobs. White fat stores energy, brown fat burns it. The question is which one cold water turns on. It's the brown fat. Cold exposure activates it through that same norepinephrine release, and brown fat literally burns energy to produce heat instead of storing it. The outcome over time is a measurable bump in your metabolic rate and better insulin sensitivity, which is just a plain way of saying your body handles blood sugar better. It's not a weight loss miracle, and I won't pretend that it is. It's a real metabolic effect from sitting in cold water for just a few minutes. Section 4. The sauna doesn't just help you recover, it makes you fitter. Almost everyone files the sauna under recovery and stops there. But regular heat exposure does something more interesting than patch you up. It makes you a better athlete. When you sit in heat consistently, your body adapts the same way it adapts to altitude. It expands your blood plasma and gets better at moving blood and cooling itself. You're training a system, not just relaxing in one. The outcome shows up in your actual training. Better endurance, higher tolerance for hard efforts, sometimes measurable improvements in performance, all from sitting in the heat after your workouts. You're building a more capable engine, and the biggest benefit of all is still coming. The one my daily customers bring up more than any other. Section 5. Do not cold plunge right after lifting. Here's the one that goes against everything you've been told. If your goal is building muscle, do not jump in the cold plunge right after a heavy lifting session. It feels productive, but it's the wrong move. The research shows that cold immersion immediately after strength training can blunt your muscle growth. The cold shuts down some of the exact inflammation your muscles use as the signal to grow. So you're switching off the adaptation you just earned in the gym. So the move is timing. Save the cold plunge for a few hours after lifting, or for your rest days, or for the morning. And on the days you're chasing muscle, reach for the sauna instead, because heat helps recovery without killing the growth signal. Most people get this exactly backwards. Stick with me, because the single biggest benefit, the one my customers talk about most, is 2 beats away. Section 6. Heat literally helps your brain grow. This one sounds like a stretch until you see the mechanism. Heat stress raises a protein called BNDF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps them grow, connect, and survive. The outcome is sharper thinking in the short term. And in the long-running Finnish research, frequent sauna users had a dramatically lower risk of dementia and Alzheimer's down the line. Your brain is responding to the heat the same way your muscles respond to training. Section 7. You become genuinely harder to rattle. And this is the one I teased at the start. The reason I think everyone should be doing some version of this. Every time you sit in heat that's uncomfortable or step into cold your whole body wants to escape, and you stay calm and breathe through it, you're training your nervous system. You're teaching your body to stay composed under stress on purpose. In one study, 8 weeks of regular cold exposure measurably improved markers of stress resilience. The outcome is the one my customers mention more than any other. They handle hard days better. The traffic, the deadline, the argument, the thing that used to just spike them, doesn't hit as hard. You spend a few minutes a day choosing discomfort, and the payoff is a calmer, steadier you the other 23 hours. Section 8, how to actually do it and stay safe. So if you want these, here's the simple version. For the sauna, get it properly hot and sit for as long as you comfortably can, building up over time as often as you can manage. For the cold plunge, 50 to 59 degrees Fahrenheit, just 2 to 10 minutes, and you do not need to suffer longer than that. Hydrate before and after. And if you've got a heart condition, please talk to your doctor before you start with the cold. So those are the benefits that nobody's really talking about. If any of this made you want one in your house, the question becomes which one to buy. I broke down the best sauna for every budget in 2026, what you actually get at each level, which features matter in this video right here. Go check it out now.